Before we start with the project, we need to talk about how you will get hands-on experience by following along with what I'm doing. And here's what you need to get started. First, you will need an internet connection. And I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you probably already got this covered. You would need a computer with at least, I would say, 32 gigabytes of RAM. You would need a 4-core processor with either Intel VT or AMD V support. Now, if you don't know what these are, it's a feature your CPU comes with that will allow you to virtualize the physical hardware on your computer to build virtual machines. More on this later. And I would say at least 500 gigabytes of free hard drive space. Now, these are my recommendations. If you don't have these, that's okay. You could use what you have, or you could build your virtual machines with less components. However, the Intel VT and AMD V, these ones are mandatory. However, most modern day CPUs come with these features, so you most likely got these covered. Now for software, we're going to be looking at 3 different virtualization software. We'll look at Oracle VirtualBox, VMware Workstation, and Microsoft Hyper-V. And we'll need some ISO files. So we'll need OpenSense ISO, the Windows Server 2022 ISO, and Windows 10 or Windows 11 ISO. And I'll also download 7-zip just to extract some of my files. Before we start, let's talk about virtualization. If you've never heard of this, virtualization is the abstraction of your physical resource to create virtual resources. And what this means, in your computer, you have RAM or memory, you have the CPU, and you have hard drive or maybe a few hard drives, and you have a network adapter. You can physically hold these components in your hand. Now, virtualization uses software to take your physical hardware to emulate virtual resources that we can use to build virtual machines. And if you're wondering, well, what's the point of this? Well, think about this. In this project, you will be building multiple servers, a domain controller, a DHCP server, a DNS server, etc. Imagine having to install each of these servers on a separate computer. You will easily go past 5 computers. Now, if you could do that, that's great. Live your best life, my friend. But for others that doesn't have this luxury, we can, on one single computer, build all of these servers. That's right. You can create 5 different computers inside of your one computer. In fact, you could do more than 5 computers, depending on how much resources your computer have. Now, for this project, I will be showing you 3 different solutions that you could use, and these are Oracle VirtualBox, VMware Workstation, and Microsoft Hyper-V. And if you're using another platform that you're comfortable with, you can continue to use that. But for those who don't, I'll walk you through each of these, and you could choose which one you like the most and use it. It really doesn't matter which one you choose, because the task in this project will work regardless of which virtualization software that you use. Before we get into building our infrastructure, let's create some tasks to lay the groundwork for us. And here's what I want you to do. So first, we'll download and we'll install 7-zip. We'll download the OpenSense ISO file. We'll download the Windows Server 2022 ISO file. We'll download the Windows 10 or Windows 11 ISO file. And we'll build a network diagram for our infrastructure so that we could reference that when we're building out our infrastructure. We'll start you off small, and then we'll go from there. You can always follow along with what I'm doing if you need some guidance. So let's get started on the first task, which is to download and install 7-zip.